So if we now know that we can apply pulses to our magnetization vector to get precession, and we can quantify them, we should be good for MRI, right? Unfortunately not. The frequency at which our pulses should be applied depends on the Larmor frequency, which depends on the overall strength of our magnetic field. But if we have the same magnetic field strength at all parts of our body, they'll all precess at the same time, so we won't actually be able to resolve any spatial difference. Instead, we can create a magnetic field gradient, where at different values or positions in space, we have different strengths of the magnetic field. Numerically, we can describe this as an equation where we have some constant value that everything gets, and then depending how far away it is from a certain point, it gets a little bit extra magnetic field. So, by doing this, we can change the precession of the protons in our head or our body or our arm, and we can actually resolve information at different parts of the body. Now, our gradients don't have to be just in the x direction. They could be in the x direction, y direction, or z direction, or any combination of those things. In any case, it allows us to get different slices of the head or the arm or the foot in different orientations so that we can piece together a 3D image to actually visualize. Now, how do we collect this information? Sure, we have some spinning magnetization vectors all over our body, and they're precessing at some random frequency that we can determine. How are we actually going to collect that information? Well, that M vector is like a dipole. So, if we have a dipole that has a magnetic field created, and we put a loop around it, we can describe the flux through it. Well, if we change that flux, according to Faraday's law, we therefore have a current. So that current in the wire that we've just put there actually picks up on how the magnetization vector changes. So, as M spins around, if I place some loops nearby, I can calculate the flux through that by collecting some currents, which we can measure, and resolve all of this back into an image that doctors and other professionals can look at.